haircut neither yet because, Father's Day this weekend. So I wanted to spiff it for Father's Day, not before Father's Day. I might become Lucky Larry. You never know. Might get the Audrey Agreement act done or something.
Well, you Lucky Larry on be Hot Tub Tony.
Good morning, y'all. This is Big Y'all J45 Live Morning Show. Welcome y'all in. Y'all know we up here at the coffee shop. Always having us a cup of coffee right here in the heart of Pritchard at the Black Wolf Coffee and Sweet Treat Shop. Like as always, we tell y'all to pull up, come get you a cup. Man, what you talking about? A great cup of coffee. Boy. That what you want. We got a special interview for y'all today. Y'all been asking for it. Y'all been asking who is the other candidate who's running for sheriff of Mobile County. I told y'all I was working hard trying to find out because I was curious myself and wanted to know. So today, we have the pleasure of actually having another candidate here with us live. So, we have questions that we're going to ask. We want y'all to tag grandma, tag auntie.
Sharing is caring.
Anybody that's a registered voter right here in the county of Mobile that this election will affect, y'all tag them in because this is going to be a very important show, You get some of your questions answered that you may have. We're going to take a few questions off of the live and ask Mr. Perkins as well. So, it's going to be a very informative show. If you haven't went and registered to vote, now is the time to go ahead on and make sure you get that done. November the 8th is coming. And it's not, as far away as you think it is. Every time we look around, it's the weekend again. Especially, I've been looking at that on my job. I'm like, I just was off. And then it's like a couple of days later, I'm off again, right back because it's the weekend. And it's time for a change in our city, our county.
Our community.
Exactly. So we have a big election. We have two candidates that we have really been inquiring about for you guys. That's Ms. Moshe Donald, who's running for district attorney for Mobile County, and as well as Mr. Labarron Perkins, who's running for Mobile County Sheriff. In my lifetime, we've never had a black sheriff in Mobile, nor a district attorney. So, good morning, Anela. Good morning, everybody that's tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that share button. And when you come in, don't leave. We need you to stay on here, and get informed, ask your questions. Like I said, tag anybody you know that's a registered voter, anybody that's not a registered voter that needs to go and register to vote, because, Mr. Perkins is here today to talk to you about why he deserves your vote to become the next sheriff of Mobile County.
And remember, black voters matter.
Yeah, all votes matter.
Yeah,
we want you to know that you as a black man or woman exercise your right to vote. Your local elections mean more to you than federal elections, because those elections sometimes, I'm gonna just say, are did by electoral votes. Your vote really doesn't count for real. Your local votes pretty much make you either Democratic or Republican state. So therefore, that's where your electoral vote goes towards.
In other words, this election is way more important than the presidential election.
I know that we can surely set that up. We'll get you an interview in there. Just hit me or James up after the show. Let us know what time and when.
We'll be happy to have you on the show.
Without further ado, man, we're going to switch this camera over to our guest this morning. Y'all welcome Mr. Labarron Perkins. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I thank you for that, man.
Yes, sir. We been, having a lot of people asking us, hey, man, who is the guy, Perkins, who's running for sheriff? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I've seen the signs. I said, read the literature. I said, I've asked around to a couple of people. I was like, but I haven't personally met him.
Correct.
So me and James were sitting down. We were having a conversation. I was like, hey, man, we really need to get in touch with him, find out, who's a campaign manager, or see can we get in direct contact with him ourselves to bring him on the show to let people know who this candidate is, who he is as a person, what he's bringing to the table, how could he, make the city better or the county better than what it is already. And he was like, you're right, man, we need to do that. So we've been doing the show up here at the coffee shop, seeing your sign in the window, asked Anthony Shelton on the hill if he had ever heard of you. He was like, yeah, I met the guy. I said, man, we need to try to get in contact with him. So me, again, I'm steady doing my investigation. I get on Facebook and I'm just like, I wonder if this is real page or somebody just got this little page. So that's why I kind of reached out to you. And it was kind of late because I work overnight.
Well, I'm up all night trying to find different, ways to work for the people of Mobile County. So when you text that late, I responded because I was up trying to get more interviews and sit down with police chiefs and sheriffs across the country, because I've been doing that as well. Sat down with Houston Police Chief Troy Fenner back in May. We sat down with some constables, and I'm trying to see what are these big cities doing that we can do here in Mobile to fight this crime. This is a small city with big city crime.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just city of Mobile, city of Pritchard, city of Saraland. It just had a homicide over the weekend, so no zip code is immune to crime.
Our age, because that was
absolutely
that was in the 70s,
older
later.
Yeah. So no age. I mean, I don't care how rich you is, what kind of car you drive. A bullet don't have nobody's name on it. Is what my mom used to always tell me.
And it's crime everywhere. I know some people try to just pick out certain cities and be like, well, this goes on here more than over here, but it's really not like that.
It's not like
that. If you're in law enforcement, you find out it's crime everywhere.
It is.
So we got a few questions for you, know what I'm saying? James, I know you got some questions, man. You want to start it off?
Yeah. Let me first off by asking, how old are you?
24.
24?
That's correct.
Okay. A young man that's running for a big position and some big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because, we done had Jack Tillman, who else?
Tom Purvis.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sam Cox.
So you going against a Goliath.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? We got all the ammunition behind you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We really want to get you in there. Tell us a little bit about your education.
Oh, man. Proud product of the Mobile County Public School System.
Okay.
LaFleur High School.
John L.
After graduation, went off to Georgia. So I decided to leave the city of Mobile for a minute and try something different. So,
absolutely.
Branched off. I remember I went to Georgia with, I think, a suitcase in a duffel bag to start off college, and went to Georgia Piedmont Technical College, studied criminal justice, then eventually transferred to Morehouse College, and where I now study sociology. So that is some of the education right there. And, I do, after the bachelor's, I do plan on working on my master's and my PhD, because I've always told about my great-grandfather, who was the creator and founder of the Trinity Garden Lumberyard, is, education. Education is key.
Okay.
It's very powerful. And no one take that from you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about your law enforcement resume.
Oh, man, let's see. It started in the private sector, in the security industry. Worked my way up in the private sector while trying to go to school at the same time. Interned at the Fulton County Sheriff's Office and assisted at the time Ted Jackson, who was now the former sheriff, and who also served as the special agent in charge of the FBI field office in Atlanta. So I assisted his executive command staff, and I learned how a sheriff's office worked. And after that semester, I got more intrigued. So I ended up going off to see how it works at Cobb County. Cobb County allowed me to do an internship. Did an internship at Cobb County. And then also decided to get involved in campaigns, I volunteered for Flan Brody. And at the end, he brought me on as his field representative. And Flan Brody is the district attorney who is known nationally as the DA who prosecuted the Ahmaud Arbery case in Georgia. Okay. And so I have a close connection and good ties with him. He offered me a position. He said, man, you go to law school. He said, I'll hire you as one of my DAs. So, it's always wanted to help and serve people. This has always been my life, is wanting to help and serve. And, to say that I went to school with people who are now dead at a young age, people who are in jail at a young age, it gave me that real life experience as far as with the crime.
I want all the parents that's on here to know what I'm saying, if you have children, if you have any young men or women, you know what I'm saying, just young adults, period, that's sitting around with you, let them tune into this live, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, this is very inspiring that this Mr. Perkins is such a young man, you know what I'm saying, with so much inspiration, and he's got the background in his education, and he's striving for, you know what I'm saying, such a position as sheriff of Mobile County. I mean, this could be something that some young man or young woman needs to see, like, hey, I don't have to be an old man to run for this position, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could go ahead on, get myself together early, and could be right here, you know what I'm saying? Getting myself together and aspiring for big dreams.
Absolutely,
man. Yeah, because you have a very impressive resume, at your age.
I certainly appreciate it. So, but let's be very clear. I didn't start out like that. I've been to Strickland a few times, so I understand what being a trouble youth was. But also,
I think we all have.
Yeah, we all have. So let's be real. Let's cut it. We doing an interview, but let's be honest. Nobody's perfect at all.
Right,
exactly. We all make mistakes.
Even said in the Bible,
on both sides of the fence.
So,
and I feel like it's better when you know what I'm saying, being on both sides of the fence, because you know the ins and outs of being on the bad side and versus the good side. Like I'm a testimony to myself.
it's just up
That's
to
well.
you not to make the same mistake again.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You learn from them.
And I knew to get out that trouble or get out off that path, I had to leave Mobile for a minute. And you know, I had to go to Georgia, have a little family there, not a lot. And it's like, wow, you got to step out on faith.
Yeah.
I tell people you got to step out on faith sometimes.
That's
and
right.
you know, God would never steer you in the wrong direction. And when I went to Georgia for school, it was rocky at first because I felt away from home.
Yeah.
But if I look back to today, if I didn't do that, I don't think I'd be sitting at this table with y'all.
Where would you be now?
So I'm humbled and I appreciate that.
Yeah, because when I was when I was going to college, when we decided to go to college, I wanted to go to Jackson State, Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
You know, everybody was like Alabama A&M, Alabama State. So now I'm thinking outside of Boston, go to Jackson State, even though it's another state over. But I met people from Chicago, Memphis, Miami, New Orleans. That, you know, if I stayed here in Mobile or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I would never got that experience to just meet other people and see other cultures, because I go out on the weekend and some of my friends who live in like Chicago, Memphis, and I saw like different things at a young age. So, you know, going out to college, man, in a different state, or you know, getting another way of life, just seeing different things, broadens your, you know, your mind.
College is a great experience anyway. You know what I'm saying? It gets you away from your norm.
Culture.
You know what I'm saying? You get to see different things and start living a little bit. You get a little bit of taste of adult life, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go into one of my questions I got for you, and it's why should the voters of Mobile County vote for you to become our next chef?
Wow, I think we should look at the numbers. I think numbers speak more than what I'm about to say. You know, the status quo. We've had the same thing 16 years, the very same thing. What results have we seen? We've seen little to no results at all. What programs? You know, people say the sheriff is law enforcement. When last time the sheriff put handcuffs on somebody? He don't. He's an administrator. And what I anticipate on doing is I want to use the position as a community leader, not just law enforcement. How can I bring programs? We don't have programs for the youth, but you screaming about youth violence.
Yeah.
But you don't have no programs. So, you know, bring more programs. We got to do things for seniors too.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that the sheriff's office should be more involved in our community, not just when it's time to take somebody to jail or when it's time to execute a warrant or when it's time to go to Pritchard because they got a homicide or internal affairs.
The service part.
It's the service, and it's also the integrity. You know, from seeing the number of lawsuits, you know, filed over the past years, and for it to get brushed off, like, you know, we know we're gonna get elected again, so why do we care? And it's that ego they have. It's an ego, and it's like, well, we know we're gonna keep getting elected, so why would we do anything about it?
Yeah.
So, you know, that there, it kind of made me want to run harder because it's like, you know, you're supposed to be so pro police, but why don't you support your police officers?
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, you know, it's like difficulties. I mean, in between the sheriff department and the regular city police and the sheriff department and the state constables.
That's correct.
Which, okay, all of these entities are law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Why don't they all work together?
I don't care what they say about the constables. They're law enforcement.
They're the oldest law enforcement.
It's outlined in the Alabama Constitution. And I believe partnership with Alabama constables.
Like security guards.
Man, security guards get more recognition for real a lot of times. Then, I mean, when you're looking, or you're talking to most sheriff deputies, because it's something that happened back in the days, you know what I'm saying? They still carrying on, but by law, it's not supposed to be that way. And it's like they just overlook what the law states.
Yeah, and I can agree. I've seen it on TV numerous of times. You know, well, Cochran has came out and said, you know, if they arrest somebody, where are they going to take them?
Yeah, like you can't take them to the jail.
Like you can't take them to the jail.
But
and
now in Texas, in
Texas, I met with some
totally
constables.
different.
They have their own agency in Texas.
Constables run basically the state of Texas.
Yeah.
More than the Texas Rangers.
Man, look.
Constables have jurisdiction throughout the entire state of Texas. Not just they.
And that's how it's supposed to be in Alabama. But you have certain sheriffs, you know what I'm saying, have certain ways that they let them do. And
these Alabama laws or something.
Yeah, it's like we make them as we go.
Yeah.
It's ancient. You know,
it's just like with the inmate food fund. It's like now they just decided to do that. You know, no sheriff should be able to pocket the food fund.
Yeah.
None at all, you know. I'm not saying the Metro Jail should be a 5-star state, but when you talk about like a sheriff, I believe in Limestone County, you only feed them corn dogs. Okay, now we got a nutritional problem. So if these inmates not healthy, that's going to cost taxpayers more money.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of things, like you just said, as far as ancient, that they need to do away with.
Because times change, you know what I'm saying?
It do change.
So the law should too.
You should be very adaptive. And yeah, absolutely, our legislators should as well. And I believe the constables would be an amazing asset to the Mobile County Sheriff's Office.
It's needed now.
It would
you know
be
what I mean?
Because there are 14 deputies assigned to the Mobile County Sheriff's Office Civil Processing Unit. And I believe if we could bring the constables in to assist in serving some of those papers, I could put more deputies on the roads where we could drop their response time. And we can assist. I'm not saying we don't come into the preacher and take over, but we can put a better presence when we know preacher police, when you got a certain squad.
And that police presence, you know what I'm saying, deters a lot of crime.
It does.
Even though I'm saying we've noticed that when we did ride-alongs as a constables association along with the Preacher Police Department, when people were seeing the presence out there, it was like crime kind of like was at base. Like, man, they out here. And we don't know who in them cars because the windows tinted. You know what I'm saying? Like with the sheriff department, a lot of times we looked at them almost like as a scare factor. A lot of people would see the sheriff department and they would be like, man, there go them boys, you know what I'm saying? You just know ain't nobody really friendly or nothing like with the sheriff department. You knew when you seen those cars coming, it was either a drug bus or somebody basically going to jail. Absolutely. Nobody never coming out to interact with the community. You know what I'm saying? Like how you have some city officers do it, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? We really, know what I'm saying, would like to see some type of change like that.
I really want to be that change that they see. You know, I said I want to create what's called SCOPE, which will stand for Sheriff Community Outreach Program Education. And it's not just to say, hey, you know, you guys finna go and just give out food, but we're going to interact with our communities. They have an event in Pritchard. I want to see some of my guys go to Pritchard and interact with the community. And for people to take away that, I see a sheriff car. Man, I'm finna bust this right because I know I ain't got no insurance on my car. So it's to take that scare away and let people know that, you know, they're human beings too. They're going to do their jobs. And I also want them to communicate and interact with you guys. And, you know, that's why I really want to change the entire game of how the Mobile County Sheriff's Office operate from the streets to Metro Jail.
Okay. A little more serious question. How would you focus? I mean, how would you, or what would you do to address the youth violence in Mobile County?
Wow, well, I'm going to be very clear, and I'm not going to promise nobody a rose garden, but what we can target and try to do, that's what I would say. We have to work together. It's not the sheriff's office. It's not the DA's office. Because 9 times out of 10, once they get to the sheriff's office and DA's office, there's issues that's already precise and probably perhaps already turned criminal. We as a community, we need to work together. So when we see someone getting suspended constantly, those are the ones who we need to look at because they're possibly going to get into even more trouble. So I think as a community, as a whole, we have to do something. It's not just, you know, some people say it's all the parents' fault. I feel like we shouldn't point the fingers at nobody. We should come together as a village and help. You know, now there are parents who are young, who had kids in high school, who their parents probably is raising their kids. So, you know, it's not, you know, I can say I would like to do this, I would like to get into schools, I would like to talk, but I know in reality, it's a community. You know, so I never want to promise nobody nothing on the campaign trail that I know I can't keep. I can tell you what I'm targeting towards, and that is one of my top priorities: is youth violence. It's going to Strickland and talking to the youth who are in there. Prevention, absolutely.
I think we got your answer for you, Anetta, on that one. So what about? I mean, how would you address the gun violence? It's kind of like piggybacking off the same question, but like, what would be a way that you would try to come into office and tone down the gun violence? I know what I'm saying. You can't promise anything to it.
Absolutely.
But like, what would be your initiative to try to combat some of the gun violence in the county?
Oh man, that'll have to be a multi-partnership with not just the sheriff's office. I'll have to sit down with the chiefs of every municipality here in Mobile County, and we all need to get on the same page, the constables, and say, hey, you know, this is our strategy. Because I can have an idea to fight gun violence, but I believe if we have an entire group of individuals who bounce all ideas off, because my idea may not work, or it may not just be as effective as the next person. So, but I would say to fight gun violence, I believe that we need to look at the youth who are constantly in trouble, who has been restricted on gun charges. We need to look at them, you know, the household. So, but it's bigger than just, you know, going in, taking gun violence. It's a huge, it's a very large magnitude.
And it need to be attacked collectively.
You know okay. So it's definitely, I can't sit here and say, you know, we don't go out and arrest our way out. I'm not telling people I'm going to just lock people up.
Okay. So that kind of like answers this question that I'm going to ask you in a little bit, but I'll let you answer it on your own. So if you were elected sheriff of Mobile County, would you be a community involved sheriff or behind the desk sheriff?
Oh, I'll be community involved.
Okay.
You know, and to the viewers who watch, if you ever want to contact me, 251-219-1100. That's my direct line. You get nobody but me. You know, I believe the sheriff should be in the community. He shouldn't sit behind a desk. He shouldn't, you know, work three hours throughout the day. You know, and I said Fridays is open door day to where from 8 to 12, any citizen can come in on first come, first served basis from 8 to 12 and come in and talk to me about an issue. And from 12 to 4, any employee at the Mobile County Sheriff's Office had the opportunity to come in and speak to me or anybody on the command staff. Okay. So we definitely, and that'll be very beneficial.
Yeah, because I've never heard of that, you know what I'm saying, ever going on. Yeah. Where you could just go and talk to the sheriff. You would probably have to just be somewhere, probably at government plaza and just
happen to see
him.
So like I said, I really want to change the ball game. Mm-hmm. I really want to take politics out of this office. And I really want people to understand that, you know, you got somebody on the ballot who truly cares. Because like I said, you know, it's other things I could have been out there doing. Yeah. But coming back home to want to really serve my community is what I'm committed to wanting to do. You can have 30, 40 years of experience and still be corrupt. Yeah. But the most experience is, you know, having a commitment and heart to wanting to serve, having that mindset to wanting to serve, not just to get in to get the pay and the take home cards and all these other benefits. Mm-hmm. Is you want to serve. And like I said, you know, I anticipate on giving 10% of my salary to domestic violence and gun violence organizations.
So, if you were elected sheriff from Mobile County, this is a question I have to ask personally because I've had a couple of trips down to the Metro Jail. Have you, 45?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I said I
haven't. That's good. Have you ever had to stay the night?
No, never.
Oh, so you're a blessed man. But we're gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying? I've had some stays at the Metro Jail. You know what I'm saying? Not long stays, but I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I don't do that no more. I'm totally away from that type of life. Like how Mr. Perkins said, you have to learn from your mistakes. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You change to be better. And my children really changed me. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling one of my children a couple days ago, like, you know Daddy, you don't know Mario. So you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. So my question was, what would you do, Mr. Perkins, if elected sheriff of Mobile County, do to change about the way the Metro Jail is ran?
Man, I can't tell you all in one sitting.
Oh, is that much?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you all in one sitting because Metro is no ordinary jail. It is like a prison. Yeah, it is like
medieval prison.
Oh boy, it's
disgusting.
It's
I've heard
it is a facility that is designed to house 1,000 inmates. They currently house 500 over capacity. It is it's where you have employees who work there and leadership who spend most of their time other places inside the jail. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole bunch of issues that goes on inside Metro Jail that a lot of people don't get to see. Yeah. And I went in there about 3 months ago, you know, on a ride along, just kind of around with MPD, and they took someone to jail, and I was like, wow, this jail looked like it was built in the 1700s. Yeah. But it was really built in the 90s. But that just shows the sheriffs how they have upkept the jail. But to get to that question, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take for me actually going in and, you know, shaking up, like a major shakeup. Yeah. You know, I don't need a jail warden. I need somebody from a prison out of Texas and Florida who actually know how to run a supermax prison to go inside a Metro because, you know, there's no reason why the sheriff's office K-9 teams should be going to Metro to put inmates inside the cells. Yeah. People don't know they do that, but they put the dogs in the jail to force the inmates into the cells when the inmates or when a inmate or a group of inmates are combative. And I believe that we need to do away with that. Yeah. And like I said, it is a huge problem. I know deputies and COs have reached out to me over the past few days and have gave me insight on the jail. So I know it's a huge issue, and it's a task I'm willing to take up, and it's something that I'm willing to do because, you know, I am a firm believer in a due process. I believe in the Constitution. You have, you know, you're innocent to prove guilty. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to be housed in jail, you know, we got to make sure that, you know, we take care of your basics, food, water, shelter. Yeah. You know, I've heard that there's been water leaks inside the jail. I've heard, you know, a whole bunch of inmates have died inside the jail that haven't even came out on TV.
Yeah, and treated that you're still a human, know what I'm saying, and not just a number or an animal. When you go down there and see a lot of times, like, it takes a person that has actually been to Metro to know what goes on behind those doors. Because I used to hear stuff from my uncle. He's gone on. He passed some years ago, but he used to always talk so bad about it. This when the old county jail was right there where the you remember when the jail right there where the aquarium is? Yeah, where Mardi Gras Park was. You had to go down the stairs to go down there to the desk to be able to go and see your people drop off the
commissary
money. Your money. But I'm saying too is he was in the old jail. That's the aquarium now as well. Like he went to jail quite a few times.
City Hall. Yeah.
Like he went to right there where the old courthouse was, where Mardi Gras Park is, right there where the aquarium is, and in the new jail that's there now. But what I'm saying is like I used to hear him say stuff about that. He'd be like, man, jail can't be that bad. But when I remember my first trip down there to the Metro, man, it was like a real eye opener. And like I ain't really never want to go back. I went back a couple more times, but it was no saying some things you just couldn't fight off things happen in life. But man, look, it was an experience. I remember going to Metro with a bun. Walk through the front door with my attorney and a bun, and still wind up being there over 10 hours.
Oh wow!
And see, that's you know what I'm saying. One thing. My next question to you is like the license commissioner did with cutting down the time to get a tag, which I just went there. Shout out to our license commissioner, and that change that was made because I walked right in and was seen almost immediately. But what would you do the same on a wait time on being bundled out of jail? Like when a person is coming in, it's not a violent crime. It's not nothing that you need to go and do a national check on them. Right. But just say, okay, we did on a traffic stop. You had a warrant for an old ticket or something. But you come in with a bond or you had the funds to pay off that fine that you initially did for. I don't think you should be there for a whole shift or from one shift to another shift and been there almost 24 hours on just a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous.
And it's like because the COs a lot of times, from my experience, are sitting there, they laughing, they talking, they playing Candy Crush on their phone, and you sitting over there in a holding cell when life is still going on. You may have children that need you to be out of there to come pick them up because if not, then there's another case that you probably gonna have to fight. DHR may be involved because you're not out, and it's only about a simple traffic violation. So that, know what I'm saying, I know would be a concern to a lot of citizens as far as like the time that it takes to be processed in and out of the jail for little minor citations.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I got told the other day by a bail's bondsman that I went over to the jail. They're very rude. Mm-hmm. They have no urgency. And I said, hey, what do you think? And everyone who's watching, what do you think that we can do, you know, to get this right? And some of the ideas I had was, you know, we need to go in, we need to assess. When you call Mobile County Sheriff's Office, you have somebody who pick up the phone. Mm-hmm. Let's do away with people picking up the phone. Let's put it on an automated system to where you don't have somebody who's solely for picking and answering the phone. It actually routes the calls. Mm-hmm. Let's try to control the number of people who we have, you know, in holding. You know, let's try to expedite those who come in on minor offenses. Mm-hmm. And I believe the arresting officer, you know, I think they should make a judgment that, hey, you know, this traffic ticket 20, 25 years ago, they need to make that judgment too. Do I take this person to jail? Or, you know, and when I come off my beat, mm-hmm. you know, there's a police officer short on the street. But I do not believe that somebody should have to sit, you know, 24 hours in a jail on a very petty offense. Yeah. I don't agree with that. You know, but that's something I want to change. I want to go in. I want to see how employees are using their times. There's 12-hour shifts there. I want to make sure people are in there working, doing their jobs, not sitting on their phones, because it's going to very well piss me off. If I come in and you sitting on your phone, first, to me, that's a security concern because you're on your phone. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be on your phone inside of jail. And second, foremost, you got human beings. Yeah, they may have done something.
Mm-hmm. I may not have.
I may not, correct. I may not have. So I'm not trying to, I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to justify wrongdoing at all. I'm not trying to justify, you know, somebody shooting somebody. But, you know, at the end of the day, these are individuals. These are people who are innocent as proven guilty.
Yeah, so, right.
Right. So, you know, and it's just heartbreaking to see that somebody come in jail, sit in jail, because jail has a very long-term effect. Mm-hmm. You come in on a petty traffic ticket, you sit in jail 24 hours. Who knows? You may be on the last straw with your job. You lost your job. You can't pay your rent. Now, guess what? You behind on your rent. Guess what? You finna get evicted. So now you living house to house. So
it is more crime.
But it's to make sure that, you know, we look at every employee job description. And if we need to have someone, you know, if we need to create a position or two to help expedite and push people out of jail once they make that bond, I'd be open to do that because there are over 200 positions that's open at the Mobile County Sheriff's Office.
So y'all is understaffed.
Well, they're budgeted for 737, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked, it was 517 that they employed. Mm-hmm. We have to remember the Sheriff's Office is paying six-figure salaries too. A lot of six figures.
The man has done his numbers. He enlightened me on some stuff, know what I'm saying, that research. We probably would have never known of. So y'all make sure y'all hitting that share button and giving people, know what I'm saying, to watch this, and they can look at the live also later on. Also go to the YouTube page and check it out as well. Because this is, know what I'm saying, some vital information that a lot of us won't know, wouldn't have known, especially, know what I'm saying, if you went trying to get this information from the current chef or the administration that's in the office now.
Let me ask you this. Nonviolent crimes, like you say, petty crimes, they keep you for so long or whatnot. I want to ask you this. How do you feel about the legalization of marijuana?
I felt like that one was coming out, man.
I mean, over 50% of the nation is legal. So I wonder how you feel about that in the community here.
How I personally feel.
Yeah, because I know you just enforce the law, you don't make the
law. Right, you don't make the law, but personally how I feel, we can start writing people tickets at this point, depending on how much. Yeah.
Instead of how much.
Yeah, it depends on space. Yeah, but I just want people to know, I'm not saying go out here and break laws and stuff, but, we in a time and date where you had the George Floyd incident, you have so we have to build back that trust in the community. And I think to build that trust back, we have to let people know we're not about arresting our way out the problem. Mm-hmm. But, I'm also not going to sit here and say, man, you go ahead and you get all the bags, all them zips, and you just, I'm not telling people that, but I'm saying if you get caught with a bag or two, what I would roll out and what I would put in my general orders, because those are the bylaws of the organization that if somebody stopped with X, Y, Z, you give them a ticket, but anything more, it's an order from the sheriff that, you go to jail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, and that would be, a way to keep down the overcrowdedness in Metro.
It would.
Because every time somebody is caught with what they call a roach or doobie, stuff like that, and you go and lock them up, you taking away beds from real offenders that, maybe need to be locked up.
Absolutely.
Marcia for DA,
Good morning, Ms. Donna. How you doing? And so, anything else that you would like to just say to the citizens why they should vote for you? Just straight out, however you feel, why they should, come out November the 8th. When they come out to vote for Moshe Donald for DA, why they should vote for Mr. Labarron Perkins for Sheriff of Mobile County?
It's time. It has long been time. When you have, and for the ones who have recently, over the past couple of weeks, couple of months, called for police service and wonder why it took police so long to get there, it's because of the staffing issues. And why staffing issues? Most likely because of leadership issues. People don't want to work in a toxic environment. So what that does is it's a trigger. So let's stop looking at, this is the outside. Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's get to the root of the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have now with someone at the sheriff's office who is in a position. They don't know how to treat their employees. The employees quit. Now it's the call for service takes forever. It's time to put people in there who know how to treat people. People in there who, was willing to come out to your house and talk to you. I'd have had like 8 sit downs at homes over the past week. Okay. And that's what I enjoy doing. And I want to keep doing. We need to put people, human beings, people like me and you. Mm-hmm. We need to put us people in office and not politicians. Okay. Far too long we have elected and put politicians in office. And look, it's not working. I don't care what. I can debate that it's not working. Putting politicians in office is not working. We got to put people. We got to put people with the right mindsets and people with the right agenda into office. And we got to put people who truly care about our children, our seniors, and our communities in office. That's who we need to put into office. We haven't heard, really much from the other side because a lot of them think they got it bagged up already. They're that confident, and they're confident because the voters. There's not a huge voter turnout.
Yeah. Our people,
we got to get out and vote. We discouraged. We sitting here crying and we screaming. Police brutality, this, but we got to get out and we got to cast that ballot. Until we got to cast that ballot, we can protest. And tell people it's great to have peaceful protests, but we can do that all day long. But if you're not also marching to that ballot box with a friend and family member,
the biggest power. That's the power. That's biggest power.
That is the
man, I'm excited, know what I'm saying, to see you as a young man that's running for such an office, because I mean it kind of like should stimulate the young voters, because a lot of times, like with me talking to younger people in their 20s and 30s, they be like, man, I ain't going out there to vote, man. It don't make no difference. And I'd be like, man, yes, dude. I was like, I remember coming up, like my grandmama, if she was still living now, she would be 96 years old. 96 or 98. I don't really want to go back all the way to the number. I think she would be 97. But anyway, the point of the thing I'm saying is, grandmama used to be like, boy, we had to really fight to be able to vote back in her day. She was born in 1925.
People lost their lives.
And she was just like, if you don't do nothing else when you become of age, she was like, get out and vote. She was like, voting, know what I'm saying, is your voice if you can't even speak. And I was like, okay. So she made us, as we, know what I'm saying, started graduating high school and becoming young adults. She was like, oh, well, you know, we voting in a couple of weeks, so I hope you're ready. She made sure that we filled out our cards, you know what I'm saying, got registered to vote, because she believed in that. And I try to, know what I'm saying, instill in other people like, hey, man, just because you got a felony a long time ago, well, a lot of black men in this county have felonies. And this, now I'm saying, I don't think everybody that has a felony should have gotten a felony, but it was almost like it was a way of keeping us from voting. Because I don't know if you ever been out there on Cedar Point Pier to go and fish. I used to fish all the time. If you go out there to fish, and I can bet my bottom dollar on this, out of the 100% of black men that's out there, at least 70% of those older men out there will tell you, man, I got a felony from this many years ago and stuff. And it's like, we don't reach back and educate our people on like, hey, you can go and get that felony taken off your record. Yeah, you can get your voting rights back. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff, when they your case may be retried, and you might be found not guilty of the crime that you did because it was so long ago, and how they might have just twisted things up. Well, I was one of those people, know what I'm saying, that went back and got my voting rights back because I was so big on voting. So that's why I tell people now, like, man, vote. They be like, no, I don't want to vote because it ain't going to make no difference. Well, guess what? If you don't vote locally, I hope you don't think just because you voted for the president that's going to make a difference in your life, because it's actually not.
Because likely Mobile will never see President Biden. That's the reality of it. Because it's considered, the city is considered a blue city, but it's only a blue city when we turn out in numbers. Yeah. And if you notice, Trump come. Yeah. But Biden doesn't, because Trump he felt that he has Mobile. Yeah. And Biden may have that same feel that he may not have Mobile. Yeah. So, why would I come if I don't have this city, or these people don't come out? So, I have to remind people, we're not voting for Joe Biden. We're voting for Labarron Perkins and Moshe Donald. That's who we voted for. Okay.
People, you reach out and tell the people you can call.
Who you can call.
And they're going to come to you. You know,
absolutely. Somebody's going to be concerned and can relate to the things that you're going
through. I want to know the very thing. If they forgot to pick up your trash this morning, I want to call and use that position as sheriff and say, hey, you forgot to pick up that person's trash.
Because, I'm saying, the relationship between yourself and the mayor may be so close. Hey, absolutely. Man, I don't know who you got over your public works, but can you get them, guys, to make sure they getting the trash on such and such side? Because I don't want that to start looking like a crime area, and then crime starts happening over there. So let's keep this together.
Absolutely.
Light brings crime.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. I also know how you were telling me when you first came in about you seeing a video I shared about the man that was tased by the Mobile police officer, and you wanted to give a little insight to some of the viewers about tasers and how you felt about after watching that video.
So many of you guys may have seen an April 26th posting of a video of, I believe that's a first precinct officer out of Mobile who tased the gentleman. When I seen that video about a couple of days ago, it shocked me to where when he deployed the taser, it's like I felt the prong tip. And, the type of taser that he uses is an X7 device, and I'm still trying to grasp, and I'm going to be very clear, I seen parts of the video. I didn't see what led up to it. But based off what I seen, the Taser X7 is one of the new taser devices. Just like this. And when he shot the prongs, you get two prongs that comes out the side. He could have very well turned the taser on and hit the warning arc. What that does is it lets somebody to know, hey, I'm warning you to stop. And if it escalates, you hit this button right here to trigger, and it shoots the prongs out and hit you. And to see him hit that gentleman, 2 times, he got 4 needles that shoots inside of him. And I believe that situation could have very well been de-escalated, but you're going to have people from, various areas, the city, private sector who say, man, he did his job. And I'm not saying do not do your job. And police officers who watch, I'm not saying don't do your job. What I'm saying is let's be reasonable and let's make the, decisions, that because you're not making just a decision for yourself. You're making it for the community. You're making it for your family. Because let's say if the incident went south and that taser killed him,
that department as well,
and it's going to put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, so, and it's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt your family, but it's to let people know that, we now in a world where we have better technology, so you shouldn't have to put your knee on nobody's neck. You shouldn't have to repeatedly shoot him with a taser. From what someone said in the video, he was compliant. They said that he didn't do nothing. And like I said, I didn't see the entire video, but from what I seen, I believe that, a dry stone, even if he was to touch him a second or two, it would have woke him up. It was like, he about to hit me.
He for real. Let me go.
He for real. And even when I was inside the Cobb County Jail, they had these. It's very effective, and they just hit the. I have never seen no one in Cobb County or Fulton County Jail, have to use a taser device because it's like they know, when they come out, they already built that. Hey, we got this warning arc. And people know that, hey, once they hit it, the next thing is I'm going to tase you.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gave that
warning.
I don't think he gave him a really fair warning.
Mm-hmm.
But, what happened, it's something we learned from. And, I really want to know today, what was the outcome? Is they still investigating? So I'm going to reach out to someone with City Mobile and kind of see, what happened. Was he put on administrative leave? And was the guy taken to jail? So, but I just want to give people insight on type of technology that the City of Mobile, not City of Mobile, but just agencies throughout the entire nation is kind of going towards, which is the new taser devices.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming fundraisers or anything that's coming up before the election?
There are things that I'm working on, and my team, we're kind of working on some things. We're working on an event at Municipal Park. We're trying to get a date in June or July, as well as some more parks in the county. We're working on Trinity Garden Park, getting a big tent. We want to give away free snow cones, where you can come up, get your free snow cone, get your brochure, know about the election. We got a commercial popcorn machine now where we're giving out free bags of popcorn, as well as we trying to get some lemonade going. So we got some things that we're trying to set up, but it is tough. It is tough. We need more help, more supporters, people screaming for change, but we need people on campaigns to help us. Because, I'm not running for a city council race. I'm running countywide. And some people may say, hey, we haven't seen you yet. Well, I'm getting around. I was just at RV the other day talking, enjoying myself with them. Not campaigning, but just, talking to them.
Yeah.
It's not always about I'm campaigning. How can I help you? So, if you want to volunteer, we need volunteers. You want a yard sign, you can text me your address, 251-219-1100. Again, that's 251-219-1100. You can reach me at any time of the day or night. And I just really want to tell you guys, I certainly appreciate you both for having me on the show.
Okay. Absolutely. That was a platform for me.
We had another question from one of our...
That's a good question out there that I was thinking the same thing.
She said, how do you feel about the people who may think that you're too young to run for this office?
Well, I certainly thank you for that answer, but to be quite honest with you, since I have decided to run, only 4 people question it. Mm-hmm. So it's really now, I thought that was going to be my biggest hurdle, but it's really now we just want something different. Yeah. I had a Republican the other day told me, I was going to vote for a mannequin before I vote for Birch. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of individuals who are upset. So the age, I think if I was running against somebody who was, probably the best in the city in law enforcement, I think that would have been the biggest issue. But I think now people want something different. So I think now a lot of people putting the ideas before the age.
Okay, and I think it's a good thing. Do you plan on being here in the city of Pritchard this weekend because they're having a Juneteenth celebration?
Absolutely. I said I will be here. I will be here. I will be at a breakfast on Monday morning with state reps. So I will be here in Pritchard. I know about it. We're trying to also get into the parade as well. Okay. So there's more things that we're working on, but I will definitely be here in Pritchard. I told everybody anything that's scheduled, we're going to push it back. We're going to be here in Pritchard. Okay. So people can see. So you've met the mayor, the chief of staff, and council over here in Pritchard? I have met Mayor Gardner at an engagement. Had an in-person meeting with Chief of Staff Rodney Clements. Okay. So I have met some of the city.
Okay, well, tonight they had a council meeting, and we live stream the council meetings on Thursday nights. Okay. Thursday nights, a lot of times you can meet your local officials in the city of Pritchard. I encourage a lot of people to come out because you're able to meet personally with your council person. 8 times out of 10, Chief Knight is there. Mayor Gardner, the Chief of Staff is there. Public Works Director is there. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, for people. And I was just, you know what I'm saying, because I see just from, you know what I'm saying, meeting you that you're very wanting to be involved in the community. And those are, you know what I'm saying, the top heads of the community over here in Pritchard. Yeah. Mobile is a lot more because it's a bigger city or whatever. But, I mean, I really, know what I'm saying, like the ideas that you have and what you plan on bringing to the table if elected sheriff of Mobile County. While we're on here too, man, we want to say happy birthday to State Representative Napoleon Bracey.
Happy birthday, brother.
Also to what's the detective down in Mobile. Y'all know him from our first 48, Jermaine. Happy birthday to you too, sir. I can't think your last name for nothing.
Shout out to Big White. You know what I'm saying?
Big White is open today.
Yeah, he is one of our sponsors for this week. Been feeding us real good. Thank you, Big White.
Yeah, Big White, and also our other sponsor, Black Wolf Coffee, Tea and Treats. Concrete Rose Foundation is a nonprofit foundation. Custom Cuts next door. Also, know the Big Y'all J45 Live Morning Show is sponsoring Moshe Donald campaign for Mobile County District Attorney. Black Wolf Event Hall and Concrete Rose Foundation as well.
And we also like to thank our donees for the week.
Yeah, know what I'm saying? Anybody, know what I'm saying, sent a Cash App donation.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Dee Dwayne, for your contributions this week.
We really appreciate it because gas is high. And we try to get to Sam's Club as early in the morning as possible. Yeah. When getting gas, try to get your gas early in the morning when it's still kind of cool. Yeah. Because I don't know if you noticed or not, but gas turns kind of like into vapors. So in the evening time when it's midday and it's real hot, you actually pumping a lot of vapors versus gas. And you wonder why your gas leaving out so fast because you fill your tank up with a lot of vapors. I try to go in the morning. Don't put your pump on fast as it can go because you're trying to hurry up and get back in the car. Let your gas pump slow. If you need to get back in the car, get back in the car. You want all your gas. This gas too high. I don't want none dropping on the ground. I'm shaking the thing. I want all my little drops out of there.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I paid for it. It's mine. You got that right. But man, we are so glad, know what I'm saying, that we finally got a chance to meet Mr. Perkins, man. Glad he came in.
Y'all can cash up Apples, $ Mario, y'all.
If you want to, know what I'm saying. Also, make sure that y'all get those numbers. You can go back and watch the live, share the live.
Yeah, this is a very important
get any information that you need from Mr. Perkins, you know what I'm saying, about volunteering, helping with the campaign. Everybody getting out. No, wait a minute. Nope. We are on. Get off of that. Hold on, man. Somebody trying to. I don't know why these folks be trying to call and knowing that we. Anyway, Mr. Perkins, anything else you want to say before we let you go? Because we know you're busy, man. You're trying to touch the whole county.
Yeah, I'm really trying to touch the whole county. You know, this race is very important. It is probably the race of the 2000s. Of the 2000s. This is, you know, to my knowledge, the first time you have a black sheriff and a black, and I'm not saying candidate because we're speaking this into existence. Okay. This is the first time you have a black sheriff and a black DA on the ballot. This has never happened in Mobile County. This is the very, 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 very first time. For those who've been in court, when you go inside of a courtroom, the only black person you see in the courtroom is yourself. The judge is white, the prosecution is white, the bailiff is white, the defense attorney is white. That doesn't open up your eyes to see. Like, they really don't open up your eyes. And if this election don't open up people's eyes and wake people up, you know, I just don't know what else to say. You know, we out here, we're going to knock on doors. You know, I've been to Sims, I've been to Theodore. We briefly been to Pritchard, but we're going to definitely come and hit this community hard. Pritchard, a lot of people is probably doubting Pritchard, but it's a lot of not just votes, but talents, people here in Pritchard. You know, you got Viger High School, state champs. Come on, it's a lot here.
Both alumni.
Yeah, it's a lot here in Pritchard that people quote unquote sleep on. But you know, you got to get involved. You know, I believe that voting, yeah, absolutely vote, but campaigns, we need help too. You know, we aren't millionaires running. You know, we certainly need help. We need people to. I need someone to phone bank. I need someone to help knock on doors. You know, and many other candidates too. You know, donations, absolutely donations. You know, no donation is too big or too small. none at all.
Yeah.
So I really want people to know you got to get out and vote. You have to. Again, everything is at stake right now. Violent. The crime that's going on in the city.
I mean, young people
Everything.
that.
Young people, absolutely.
Yeah,
because they the ones who can also predict this election.
Man.
They can very well. So again, I thank you guys for tuning in. It feels like family, and I will definitely see you all on the campaign trail.
Yes,
and
sir.
I will see you guys in office. And you got my phone number. Don't be a stranger. I'm here to serve you guys. We can do better. We deserve better. I'm Labarron Perkins, and I appreciate your vote on Tuesday, November 8th, 2022.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Perkins.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Man, we thank y'all for being tuned in to the Big Y'all and J45 Live Morning Show. Y'all know we do what we can do to help in the community by any means necessary. We will be live tonight for the Pritchard City Council meeting.
I will be in Washington this weekend for Juneteenth. So everybody have a great and safe Juneteenth. Let's not have no violence this weekend. Let's all love each other.
Also come to the door. They got the doors from Benin sitting right down the side of Flag.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad I'm here.
What is it called? A door of no return?
Door of no return.
And that's all. I think the walkway that the slaves went under before they came here.
So the door of no return, so they're not returning.
We had the privilege, a couple of years ago with the city of Pritchard and Mayor Gardner and his prior staff of meeting the king and queen of Benin. The daughter of the queen, a lot of delegates, the officials. Remember the guy that was over the military? I can't remember if he was a general or what his title was, but he was like over the Benin military. And it was kind of crazy because I own Big Dog Security. And so I'm sitting in the back. We was on the boat tour. Remember we went out there with State Representative Napoleon Bracey.
Right.
A lot of delegates from around the state of Alabama and from Benin. And we sit in the back because I sit where I can watch everything, just being very observant. So I'm noticing that this man is sitting at this back table too, and he pretty much doing exactly what I'm doing. So I'm watching him and he watching me. So at the end of the boat ride, we got to meet each other, and they was like, well, he's the head general, I think they said, of the Benin Army. And I was like, oh, no wonder you was peeping over there at me and I'm peeping at you. And he just started laughing. It was just, a great experience to meet those people, and to just connect with people that come from where, our history actually comes from. Because it's like you hear about it, but you've never just met anybody.
See, they are the ones that people from Benin good Africa time.
When they were brought over, Cujo Lewis and all those people from, because I live in Africa Town right now, because my grandmother, her and some of her friends, they're gone on as well too. Well, in the first housing project they put in Mobile, which was Roger Williams. A lot of people don't know that. Roger Williams was the first housing project. Then Happy Hill was built. Well, Josephine Allen was built. Happy Hill is the surrounding community around Josephine Allen. The project is not actually Happy Hill. I had to break that down to a lot of people. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of my friends grew up in the project. They like, man, we from Happy Hill. Really know what I'm saying? Yeah, you from Happy Hill, but the name of those housing projects was Josephine Allen. So my grandmama, she was one of the first tenants that was moved into Josephine Allen as well. Well, God blessed her. She met my granddad. They got married. They bought a house in the Happy Hills community. After my grandmama passed, I didn't know that it was going to happen. She wound up leaving that house to me. So, it was like everything I had going on where I was staying in, it was just like, let me put this on hold and go back here and fix this up, because I know how she told me the stories of how hard they worked. Right. You know what I'm saying? She was having to walk from over here to her house to over off Bitten Spur Road to go and work at these white people's house to clean up back in the days. And I think she was getting paid like $1 a week. And I'm like, $1? I was like, what can you really buy right now for $1?
Wow. And it's like, wow.
No, not the Dollar Tree.
No, not that no more.
It's like, wow. And she done went to work for these Caucasians. I'm running for public office. Caucasians. And she, $1 a week.
$1 a week.
And it's like, wow, if they don't wake people up to vote, what does?
Then I'm telling you, that's why she instilled in us to vote.
Minimum wage, $7.25. There's a lot there. I don't know one job that's paying that, but jobs kept getting by until COVID. If COVID never hit, you would still have people getting paid $7.25, $8, $9.
Yeah,
but
and they were wondering why people wasn't trying to get out of unemployment.
Right, can't nobody live off of that.
Yeah, and the way things are, like the cost of living is going up by the day,
man,
but the wages are staying stagnated.
If we work,
a
job
that makes crime happen.
Just imagine we work a job now paying $7.25 an hour. Gas is almost that per a gallon.
Half.
Think about it. No, it's more than half. Think about before I just sold a stabbing cab. $5.60 a gallon. That means I'm after a gallon of gas, I'm making what?
$2.
No, not even $2.
Not even $2.
You know what I'm saying? That's like $1.60.
That's like,
you know what I'm saying? That's how much I'm making.
That's poverty. It's like middle class becoming an endangered species. You're gonna either be poor or you're gonna be wealthy.
And then if we don't,
and people love to scream. People just don't want to work. They don't want to work. Yeah. Well, people don't want to make those wages. Yeah. That's what it is. It's not that they don't want to work. They just want to make these wages.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you working for?
Right. You still working.
You're working to be broke, basically. That's what you're working for.
And jobs aren't that close to our communities. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We be trying to tell people that they need to fight for and get people that is going to bring jobs to your community. Because if you understand, too, a lot of where Caucasians live, the jobs are like round the corner, right up the street, not that far from them, so their commutes are not that long. But us, on the other hand, if we live in African town, we still have to come to Midtown to go to work. Guess what?
Across the
you know what I'm saying? Even if we got a $10 an hour job, you know what I'm saying? Half of that right now is going to gas.
Going to gas.
You know what I'm saying? Then your food is high. Yep. Oh, don't let your car break down. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you got to be able to put something back. And at the wages that they're paying now and the price of gas and inflation, you really don't, know what I'm saying, get it balanced out.
It doesn't fit the cost of living. That's why I'm going to Washington, because on the Poor People's Campaign.
I was supposed to went too this weekend, but I had to be here.
That's where I'm going this weekend, to advocate for a better way of life. You know what I'm saying? For people that, work low wages. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it should be fair for our people to have a better way of life. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't be where, I'm this person of this particular race. A high school diploma is equivalent to you being a black person's a master's degree. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
I think, you know what I'm saying, your pay should be on your services, you know what I'm saying, how you work, your work ethic. But you know what I'm saying, it like you said, it's just, man, I don't know. It's just something we got to get out the vote to change things. We can sit up there and talk and march and stomp our feet and raise our hands all we want to. But until you know what I'm saying, get out there and cast your vote to make a change, I mean, basically nothing's happened. That's the democracy that we live under. That's how the laws and rules are set up.
I want to ask one more thing, too. What do you think about, like, people's mental? Like, you got people that do, like, out the wild thing. Like, for instance, the guy in Washington County, the policeman, he was trying to get suicide by police. Don't you think they should have took him to outer point instead of putting him in a cell? In that instance,
I would definitely say Robert was a good friend of mine. I spoke to him about 12 days ago.
Yes, sir.
And I told him, any
help his family.
I told him kind of anything you need, I was here. Unfortunately, this situation happened, but I think it needs to be a thorough investigation. And what I would, and that makes me look at kind of the things I'm running on. I have ran on mental health, but I believe what we need to do is instill inside the Mobile County Sheriff's Office general orders is, if someone is displaying behaviors that warrants a mental health check, then the jails should not receive them. And most of the time, the jails don't receive you if they had told them, hey, this is what happened on the scene XYZ. Some facilities will say, hey, you got to go get him cleared. The police officer arrest him. You got to get him cleared before we can book him in. Now, I don't know the exact things that happen in that, but it's like so much went wrong in that position. You allow, from what the news say, you allow him to regain access to his car. How do you allow it's like so many errors that went wrong. And that whole entire situation needs to be evaluated. I know what happened in Washington County. Mobile County needs to look at it because he was one of their own as well.
Exactly.
And people say, hey, they got chaplains. Well, chaplains are humans too. And I'm not trying to put nobody out there, but chaplains are humans too. And some people, I was told by police officers, I don't talk to the chaplains because someone spread your business. So it's also building that you can have this, but is this resource really helping them. So I think we need to look at, providing our personnel with mental health, and I think we need to bring a mental health division, first of all, a mental health division to the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, because you got inmates now who suffer mental health.
Yeah.
And last thing I want is a person, one person was to die in Metro Jail, and I'm the sheriff. I would feel like your blood is on my hands because you committed suicide or you got stabbed by an inmate when they family already told me somebody threatened him. What can we have done?
From killing yourself?
So, mental health is on the rise. 60% of 911 calls are mental health related. We got to take mental health seriously. And back to the election, a lot of people may be like, man, I ain't voting for a sheriff or DA, crime don't affect me. Well, let's talk to some of the families who got hit with straight bullets or who kids lost to gun violence. They never thought it would happen to them, and it happened. They never thought it, and it happened. So don't say that something can't happen to you, because it very well can.
Yeah.
Like my mama used to say, straight bullet don't have nobody's name on it.
Nobody.
They had that 11-year-old name on it.
Yeah, that's
that 11-year-old, and 3 guys went down for that.
Yep.
So.
Well, man, we thank y'all for being tuned in. We thank Mr. Perkins again. We thank Anthony Shelton here at Black Wolf Event Hall and the Concrete Rose Foundation as well. We thank you, the viewers, for being tuned in with us this morning as well. Hope to see you again tonight, 5:30, Pritchard Council meeting. We love y'all, man. It's Big Y'all and J45 live morning show.
Y'all be blessed.
Roll Tide.